Well, good day. Um, well, absent of really knowing what's popular in BookTube, I did like that A to Z tag, but since most of my books are philosophy or, similar genre, I thought I'd go through and since limited, I'd go through a glossary of philosophy. And so under A, I would actually put absurdism as well as amor fati, both of which I think are desperately important, definitely hot, as it were. Then there's a few others on here that I would say are lame, but we'll just do like a hot list. How's that, right? So that's this way you know what's important and maybe stuff you might want to look at. Under B, Buddhism. I think it's important because within that you'll find quite a bit of philosophy to apply to your everyday life. Under C, let's see here. Consciousness, probably the most important thing in philosophy. Poorly understood, arguably not at all understood. You could probably spend an entire career just studying the nature of consciousness, the phenomenology of consciousness, right? Under D, I selected that earlier. Probably dualism. Probably dualism, and I would say that's lame, right? Non dualism is what's hot. Under E, empiricism is lame. Epicureanism is often misunderstood. Existentialism is lame. Really, I don't have all that much in there that I would say was hot. I guess Epicureanism is hot if you actually know what it is. Under F, fascism, totally lame. I'll just leave it at that. Nothing else is even worth talking about. Under G, German idealism, depending on who you're talking about, lame. Gnosticism, super hot, especially right now. Under H, hedonism, lame. And I don't know. Humanism, Hinduism, kind of a mix of the two. Under I, let's see here. Nothing really. Idealism. Right? And I guess technically for me, what I think is hot right now is agnosticism. Under the I, agnosticism. Because I actually go one step further, right? A philosophy questioning the existence of a God relating to a lack of proof while at the same time arguing for a strong faith. I do that, but I don't argue for a lack of proof of God. I actually argue the lack of proof and disproof. So I argue we don't need to know, but faith is important. So agnosticism is hot. Under J, Jainism, that's very hot. Judaism, I think it's very hot, especially Kabbalah. Under K, no. Kierkegaardianism, I like Kierkegaard. His leap of faith is really what the entirety of life is all about. You're not going to know what's to come. You have to take that leap. It's not simply about belief, it's about hope and potential. Now, under L, legalism, this is a Western conception. I like legalism in the Chinese perspective. I'd say that was hot. And that's about it. Under the M, this is probably some of my favorite stuff. Marxism, super lame. Metaphysics, super hot. They're obviously not. Oh, Moism. So it is in here. Mozi, one of my favorite Chinese philosophers that few people even know about. Mohism. Mohism. Look it up. It's pretty cool. That's very hot. Now under N, neo-Marxism, lame. Neoplatonism depends on who you're talking about. That might be cool. Under O, hmm, optimism. Yeah, I'd say optimism is hot. Far too many people are pessimists and negative, so definitely under optimism. Yeah. Under P, panentheism. Definitely hot. That's seeing the divinity or providence in everything. And let's see if we have a lame here. Phenomenalism. Ooh, Pyrrhonian skepticism. I love that. Same as Pyrrhonism. That's a weird mouthful. I've talked about this before. Pyrrho Novello is really important. He developed this idea of the tetralemma. Um, that the answer to things might be A or B or a combination of A and B or something else, right? So open minded. So those are all odd. Under Q, qualia, that's actually cool. Qualia is defined as individual instances of subjective conscious experience, but experience or value, qualia, very hot. Under R, rationalism, Descartes, he's cool. I'd say that's hot. Relativism, I'd say, is lame, especially the modern interpretation. Okay, so we'll just move on. S. I mean, honestly, Stoicism is at once both hot and lame. It's funny. It's just Greek Buddhism without the necessary sufficiency to help people. So it sounds cool. Remember, it was written by rich people. Yeah. So I'd say overall lame. Skepticism, I actually think is hot, as long as you're not negative, right? I always say hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Trust, but verify. Stoicism, as I said. So we'll move on to T. Taoism, I would say, is once again both hot and lame because it depends on who's teaching you. It's actually kind of cool, but for the most part, it's usually lame when someone is talking about it. Transcendentalism, that is super cool, very hot. Truth, the search for truth is hot. The belief in truth is lame. How's that? So utopianism is lame. Utilitarianism, it's a little bit of both. We'll keep that user lame, right? The Ubermensch. I guess I could explain the Ubermensch. Uh, Nietzsche realized that we weren't believing in the templates of our gods. So he said, well, why don't you create for yourself a template you will believe in? And that's the Ubermensch, the Overman. Think of it as a template of what we could achieve and be. I talked about this. Great harvest or great accomplishment in Chinese is a combination of characters. An individual standing with their arms wide, which is the character for great, and accomplishment or harvest is actually the moon with a hand reaching to grasp it, right? So moonshot goals, or Bruce Lee with a finger pointing to the moon in Enter the Dragon, right? Very interesting, very hot. Under V, I don't really see vitalism, but that tends to have some negativity to it. I just like the idea of, the Greek, um, the Chinese, qi, right? So vitalism, very hot right now. Under W, yeah, there's really not much anything in that. So let me think here under W. Uh, wonder. It really should be under philosophy. The idea of wonder and awe is studied, and it's very similar to the religious experience. It's an experience of meaning, and it's not that different from the experience of trauma. Wonder is simply an experience so profound that we tend to record more detail in our memory, right? Pretty cool. Under Y, I don't see anything of any I can think of a few other languages, but that no. And then under Z, there's both Zen Buddhism and Zoroastrianism. I would say they're both hot. I say Zoroastrianism is more hot because of what they influenced. And then, of course, Nietzsche's book. Zen Buddhism is very cool. I talk about it a lot. Vajrayana, Chan, Chan style Buddhism. Um, just very hot. It has been hot for a very long time. Just be careful. It depends on the flavor of Zen that you're learning. There is many flavors. Not all of them are the same. But there you go. A to Z of philosophy. Obviously, some lame, mostly hot.